It starts as a spark, a tiny electric twitch in your chest when you find something new, a hobby, a craft, a rabbit hole you didn't know existed 10 minutes ago. You feel that rush, that sudden, intoxicating weightlessness of a new world opening up. For a moment, you aren't just you. You're a potential version of yourself that's finally found the thing. So you buy the books, you subscribe to the channels, you order the equipment, feeling that satisfying click of a confirm purchase button, which, if we're being honest, feels more like progress than the actual work ever will. But then, a few weeks later, the box is sitting in the corner of your room. It's still there, but the spark is gone. And in its place is a cold, familiar guilt. You look at the unfinished project, the half-read book, the guitar with 3 missing strings, and you don't see interests, you see evidence. Evidence that you're flighty, evidence that you lack discipline, evidence that you are a person who starts everything and becomes nothing. You've probably been told you're distracted or that you need to just pick one thing. You've tried to force yourself into a box, to be the person who does one thing for 40 years. But every time you try to narrow your gaze, the rest of the world starts to feel like a room with no windows. You aren't just interested in things, you are hunting for a feeling, a specific kind of dopamine hit that only comes from the new. In psychology, we talk about the novelty-seeking trait. It's not a bug in your programming, it's a survival mechanism from a time when scanning the horizon for new resources kept us alive. But in a world where everything is available at the swipe of a thumb, that survival instinct has turned into a loop. You aren't falling in love with the hobby, you're falling in love with the learning curve. Think about it. You love the part where everything is a mystery, where you're absorbing information at 1,000 miles an hour, where every 5 minutes you have a eureka moment. But then you hit the plateau, the intermediate gap, the part where it stops being a discovery and starts being a job. That's when the boredom sets in, and for someone like you, boredom doesn't just feel dull, it feels like suffocating. It feels like you're wasting your life by standing still. So you look for the next door, the next spark, and the cycle repeats. But there's something deeper happening here, beneath the surface of the too many interests label. Sometimes having 1,000 hobbies is a way to avoid the terrifying reality of being mediocre at one. As long as you're a beginner at 10 different things, you have an excuse for not being a master at any of them. You're protected. If you never finish the book, no one can tell you it wasn't a masterpiece. It's a defense mechanism, a way to stay full of potential without ever having to trade that potential for the messy, imperfect reality of a finished product. You treat your identity like a coat rack. You keep putting on new jackets, hoping one of them will finally be the one that fits perfectly, the one that makes you feel whole. But maybe the problem isn't the jackets. Maybe the problem is the idea that you're supposed to be just one thing. We live in a culture of specialists. We worship the person who does one thing better than anyone else. But history is built by the scanners, the polymaths, the people who realize that an interest in biology makes them a better artist. Your brain is a bridge builder. You see connections between cooking and coding, or music and mathematics that the specialist will never see. You aren't failing at being a specialist, you're just struggling to accept that you are a generalist in a world that demands a niche. The guilt you feel when you move on to a new interest, that's not your intuition talking, that's a ghost. It's the voice of every teacher or parent who told you to settle down. What if you stopped viewing your abandoned hobbies as failures? What if they were just chapters? You didn't quit photography, you learned what you needed to learn from it. You took the perspective, the eye for light, and you moved it into the next room. You didn't lose that time, you integrated it. Stop trying to find the one thing. Start looking for the thread that connects all of them. What is the common denominator in everything you love? Is it solving puzzles? Is it creating beauty? Is it understanding people? When you find that thread, you realize you haven't been jumping from thing to thing at all. You've been following the same path the entire time. You've just been changing your shoes. It's okay to have a garage full of half-finished dreams. They aren't gravestones, they're a library of who you've been. The next time you feel that spark for something new, don't run from it, and don't apologize for it. Just walk into the room, stay as long as the light is on, and leave when you're full. You don't need to be a master of one, you just need to be a student of everything, and that is enough.